We don't need anything, by the way. I mean, if you really want to be picky, you could pick some antidote.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was putting antidotes in the set.
Hmm.
Just so I have them on me. Whenever.
By the way, the game might sound really quiet to you people in chat. That's because the game gets really loud when you're in actual gameplay. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like typical Monster Hunter. The sharpness, depletion, and poison. Sharpness, depletion. Oh, God, it's so loud now. Yeah, sharpness, depletion is honestly the hard one. Primarily because Byro can do some real trolling if they just repeat the sharpen thing over and over again. Like they just do it and then you sharpen and then you do it again and then you sharpen and then I've had that happen to me where I've had to sharpen, like I've actually ran out of whetstones because they just kept doing it over and over again. Actually such a piece of shit.
Okay, I had to quickly do a little moveset check, but
Yeah, since you don't actually remember what your moveset was.
I mean, I had like exactly one stream of using the greatsword, maybe in like one hunt. So
I'm trying to hit his tongue. I haven't played Frontier in like a solid week, so it's gonna be a little rocky. Ooh, I can actually dodge through attacks. Unbelievable. No. Oh, this is just the poison. Doesn't really matter, honestly. Can't believe you didn't get hit by that.
there.
Considering they just hip checked you in your face. So that's where you hit your wall. Look at this funky guy, though. He's got like a weird blue camo. Okay, so you know the I guess I can just tell you the kind of mechanic at this point, since you know most of it. You know the tongue move they do, or the explosion move where they like launch whatever element they've consumed. If they do that move and they don't have an ailment, auto-mod censored your censor your explanation. Yeah, if they don't, or if they do the explosion move when they don't have an ailment, that's when they do like the tongue flick, the grab, which you want to avoid. And if they do grab you, you're gonna have to mash all your attack buttons. This would be it, but it's not. And he just ate all of our sharpness. God, you're such a piece of shit. You can't because this is your family Google account. You could create an... it's a bit of a pain though. You could create a secondary account on your current one.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, you can create an account that you kind of just use just for chatting.
Yeah. Nice. You launched me. Oh, I think I might need to sharpen again. Yeah, I'm gonna sharpen again. Okay, so they usually move to 4 now, I think. No, they're doing an attack.
Yeah, I managed to get a I managed to get a somewhat charged hit off.
Has been an entirely different Google account.
But...
Does it? I'm pretty sure if I like make a new YouTube, whatchamacallit, channel under the same account, I can swap to it and then chat and streams on that one. Kind of like Waddicker versus Waddicker clips.
Yeah, because I believe like my Bipin YouTube account is also under the same profile or on the same email as another account.
You can, because you're a streamer. You would need to become a YouTuber to make another account. No, you don't. I mean, like Bipin just said, that they can do it. There's
well,
there's no
me,
special privilege between like.
I don't know what the process is nowadays, because when I did it, I think I had it before you needed to tie a Google account to it or something, or at least something in the way that worked changed when I after I'd already had like the Bipin account, and then it added 2 accounts to one email, and it's weird. It wasn't fully intentional on my part.
I think I broke his tongue. Yeah, tongue broken. Doesn't really do anything for us, but it's just nice to know we get the part back. Did you miss that?
Yeah, I was preparing to. I was expecting to miss it, but I figured I'd let it just continue for the off chance that it would hit. Oh, did my counter too late?
God, I love the fact that they have no element now, so you're gonna want to watch out. If they start doing that move again, they're. Oh, never mind. They're gonna get an element here. Yeah, it's a shame that you can't seem to be able to make a new account for that. I'm sure there is some, like, easy way of doing it. Or getting around that. I've never actually been able to break this dude's tail. It's probably not even worth it. Because your new account, you just don't have any way to import subscribed stuff or play. That's fine. You can. I kind of do that for a few of my, like for example, my Waddicker Clips channel is not subscribed to anything, so I just swap over to my my Waddicker account. It's just a few button presses to get back to. Oh, I've seen transitioned. Yeah, it's not that terrible of a process. They're doing it. Yep. If I have max potions, you're gonna die. Yeah. Or to have a Dust of Life. Yeah, that's the move that is really bad.
I was mashing like crazy.
Yeah, no, that I mean that still takes a minimum amount even then. I think you were well below the minimum. That's why I said you're probably gonna die, because you were well below that minimum. I think you need at least something like 60%.
Problem is he got me under the threshold with the hit that stun locked me into him in doing it.
Yeah, kind of understandable.
Came back, popped Transcendence.
But have you ever seen the secondary effect of Transcendence, by the way?
No, I don't. I barely know what the main effect is.
Well, obviously you gain more damage, but the actual primary use of Transcendence is if you do enough damage using it, you actually unlock another ability pretty much immediately after.
A pretty nice hit on the head there.
Nice. This is gonna be poison, so we're fine. Damn. Didn't get to use my Transcendence. Also, when it comes to like swapping YouTube accounts, the account you're on actually stays until you refresh, from what I know. So for example, you could swap over back to your other account, you can still chat and stream on this one as long as you don't refresh. As far as I know. But he's a goofy lad. Is the game quiet for people in chat? Because I could turn it up, maybe. It sounds a little bit quiet, maybe, but I'm not sure. Could be fine. I just ran into that one. I was just... Oh. No, you fucking don't!
I don't have any...
That's fine. I lost nothing, pretty much.
Oh yeah, you have way better armor. I ran into his attacks intentionally and he missed.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes monsters are kind of quirky like that in this game, where they just miss out of nowhere. Wait, they went to 7? For real?
Apparently.
7 is... If they go back to 7 for a second time, that means they're dead, but pretty much. That's like their nesting place. Hey, what up? Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Currently fighting Barrow. Hopefully get Bipin some extra armor. We're gonna have to fight him twice, just to... because you need proofs. Oof, that was a late dodge and didn't work out. That was another late dodge and it didn't work out. You should buy your partner the thing that gives them life powder.
I don't know if I can afford it.
You should be able to.
And I also don't know where to buy it.
Since it costs 1,000 and you get like 2,500 from the Navi, you should be able to get it. How much do you already know about Tonfas and Mags? I know more about Magnet Spikes than Tonfas actually, ish, but not a whole ton of either. All I know is that the Tonfas are basically... You know how to avoid spoiling things? I do know that the Tonfas are... they're blunt and severing. You can swap between two. And that they fly around a lot and they do a lot of stuff like that. I've seen them in action.
I've seen a video detailing how magnet spikes work.
Yeah, and the magnet spike has two forms, and...
Kind of enough to make me realize that it seems so stupid and over the top that I actually have no interest in using magnet spikes.
And I do know the magnet spike is you put a magnet or like a focal point on a monster part and you can immediately dash to it and attack. And also the discharge stuff where or the amped state where you can bind the monster. This is actually not correct. Tonfas are blunt only, but they do have two modes. Really? I thought the whole purpose of the weapon was that you had both blunt and severing.
Isn't it the magnet spikes that can deal two types of damage?
Mags are both blunt and sever.
Yeah.
Have we fought, what's his name? You know, I'll just post the quest. I don't think we fought oh, wait, I'll eat first.
I thought we needed to borrow again.
Yeah, okay, I suppose we can do Barrow again. And then we can fight a different monster. You can get whichever armor part gives you the most defense. Even if we get you like a decent amount of Barrow armor, and you have a semi-good amount of defense, then it If we face Nargacuga, you're still gonna get instant killed. Every now and then.
I'm gonna hit my counter perfectly every single time.
Oh my god. Really? So true, really? You actually gonna do that? Just do the slow ass counter over and over again?
Yeah. Nargacuga will not be able to hit me. Am I reposting Baru or?
I can repost the Baru. It's kind of annoying because Evasion 2 is somewhat required for fighting what's his face? For fighting Nargacuga. But at the same time, you only get Evasion 2 from fighting Nargacuga. And I say somewhat required as in, like, some moves you legitimately cannot avoid otherwise. You can, like, obviously do, like, positioning and spacing around them. That's typically how I manage to do the fight. It's just, like, staying out of range of all the attacks that would one-shot me.
I'm gonna say, it sounds to me like you just need to use a gun and never get near him.
Oh no, the Nargacuga comes to you.
Well, I mean, in single player, yeah. In multiplayer, though, maybe the other player will just be bait for long enough.
Get schlorped.
I'm swiping.
I'm schlorping. God, this monster looks cool though. Okay, at least you didn't die. To start. Yeah, I kind of hope that Barrow gets put into a new game at some point. I feel like they would fit pretty well. A lot of people are hoping for the Alatreon variant in this game, or subspecies. I forgot what they're called. Like, I think it's like Berikuyosu or something. That's probably a completely different monster, honestly, but... Because, again, all Frontier monsters kind of sound the same in terms of pronunciation. You leaving already? No. That's it. Disapharoa.
You're right, you really did just name a fully different monster.
Yeah. It's not my fault they all have the exact same syllable. They all have the exact same syllables as well. Except for, like, Furokuru. Why couldn't they have named them Furokuru?
Can he stop missing whenever I counter?
Well... That's honestly the Charge Blade experience in Rise. Don't even know if you spelled it right. Oh, man, I got greedy there. Yeah, they're a cool looking monster. They're kind of over the top, but people are like, hey, or some people are predicting that they might get put in Sunbreak as the last DLC monster. Since almost every Monster Hunter game, I think actually every single Monster Hunter game, ends up having a black dragon at the end of its DLC cycle. Or just at the end game. So, you know, Alatreon, Fatalis, some other goofy dude. And Disapharoa is a black dragon, so...
Goofy dude is actually... Oh, I got hit.
You should be fine. As long as you mash really hard. Yeah. Yeah, you need about 60 to 70% HP to survive that. Honestly, I mainly want to see Shantian. That's a fight that's kind of primed for a remaster. I gotta remember, I gotta dodge that earlier than I think, because I keep getting hit by it. You actually liked your first Despero with training wheels? You'll know soon enough what I mean by that. Musa is actually more than I was able to handle. I go... Oh, Bipin launched me, that's why. I was like, what move did the monster do that made me go so high?
Yeah, I did my charge move. What is it called? Rising Slash.
Mm-hmm. Doobie has returned to the battle. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using magnet spikes, honestly. Kind of have a little bit more interest in Sword and Shield and Longsword, probably. It's really hard to get a read on this guy, and that doesn't happen very often. Do it? I don't know, the magnet spikes just don't really interest me all that much. Playstyle looks a bit too slow. Not active enough. It's cool, but...
I feel like the magnet spikes playstyle would be the opposite of slow.
Well, I mean more like heavy. Kind of like the slow, kind of like Greatsword. I don't really like using a lot of Greatsword.
Oh, that hit me? Okay.
So that's funny. Just from all the footage I've seen, I've never been like, oh, I want to use that. Don't you dare beam me. Thank you. Also, the fucking small mob is interrupted my sharpening. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, yay! Greatsword, that's funny. But you know what I mean, though. That's an attack? Oh no, Bipin just griefed me again after I activate Transcendence.
I was standing there charging it. You could have just not come close.
True. From longsword to greatsword, same thing.
You wanna make a quick compilation of all the times you fucking tossed me in the air in Iceborne?
I mean, I could.
Hammer.
Would be pretty funny.
That's all payback. I deserve this.
Once used properly, you can fly across the arena. I do know you can fly across the arena with it.
That's kind of why I don't want to use it. It just seems like so stupid and ridiculous.
Yeah, that kind of doesn't really interest me all that much. That kind of that gimmick. And that
I feel like I could play any other game for that rather than Monster Hunter.
When I did say that we know the basics of the magnet spike. Kinda know how it works. The gist. Honestly, like, the bow interests me far more in this game, but it would require just making an entirely new control style for it. I'm gonna sharpen my weapon again. all going to go to, well, I mean, they're either going to 5 or 7.
Or attacking.
Nah. Yeah, I've never seen them do that attack twice in a single stage. Since you know Blade Master and Gunner Armor? I don't think you can even dodge that.
It just hit me from the other side of the arena.
No, I mean, it's supposed to. I'm pretty sure it just, I mean, I've dodged it sometimes, it's just that it feels like, kind of random.
I actually hit his tongue while he was doing that.
Frontier hitbox moment? Ooh. I did actually get the secondary ability of Transcendence, but I just never got time to use it. Are you aware of Gunner Armor? Yeah, I am aware of Gunner Armor. Where,
Oh, but you shouldn't need that for a bow. A bow is not a gun.
True.
Imagine if they also included bow armor as a third variant.
Honestly, having to make like an entirely new set of armor just to try out bow seems like such a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah, I feel like especially because you need like multiple tickets or whatever for each armor type you make, right?
Mm-hmm.
For each armor piece you make. So like just that makes it seem like you kind of need to just pick one at the start of the game and stick to it between gunner and melee.
Pretty much. Moving? Yeah, they're moving, I think. I did paintball them. I guess my paintball ran out. God, speed eating is such a convenience. Stop beaming, it's so rude. I got Hulk feathers. Wonder what is the, I guess you give it to your Hulk, maybe?
Probably. Maybe it lets you customize it.
Maybe. I've been ignoring my Hulk because the animation to feed them is literally like a minute and a half long. With no way to skip. Also because I think it would break the menu. Or break the lobby. But hey, that's 2. You should be able to get an armor piece now. Whichever one gives you more defense.
Why would I even walk when I can just use this to move forward?
Well, for one, you're using a lot of energy doing that. You know, you gotta rest sometimes, you know?
Counterpoints. No one's gonna come close to me if I do it like that.
True. Or somehow tied to the combiner, but you don't know exactly what they provide. You know,
I feel like if you don't know, we don't really need to know.
I'm kind of sad that there's no sword in this game that you carry over your shoulder. Like, you put it on your shoulder while you're walking and running. I guess it ties into the whole thing where I want like a single bladed sword, or like a two-handed, smaller than the longsword sword that has like another moveset. Like a fencing sword or something. But that wouldn't really, you wouldn't put that over your shoulder though, sadly.
Yeah.
A fencing sword could be cool. Take the moveset from this iteration of the sword and shield and just apply it. Ish. Introducing the regular sword.
I mean,
Pretty much.
You wanted a two-handed sword, right?
Mm-hmm.
Be more like an S-Talk, which is just like the big armor-piercing swords.
Yeah.
The big fuck-off needles, basically.
Yeah, something that's kind of like just an in-between between the sword and shield and the great sword. And isn't trying really hard to look cool and kind of just goes the other way, in my opinion, like the longsword. That's why I never use it in Rise, because I'm like, the moves look so cool, but they're trying way too hard. Kind of happens for me on a lot of things, where I'm like, this is too much. Like, the Frontier iteration looks really cool, though, and it doesn't go the opposite way for me. Because it doesn't have, like, the 4 million counters and super cheesy sheaths after every attack.
Who did we just kill? Whose armor should I be trying to make?
I mean, you have to look in Go armor, not in Craft armor. Baru. Extreme style teleport Gobert. That, I mean, I find that moderately cool in comparison to the really cheesy stuff. Like, that's more genuinely cool than... I'm gonna sheath my weapon without looking at the monster because I'm so cool. Oh, look at me. I'm gonna slowly sheath my weapon while the monster attacks me. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like different. They're looking for a Stroma, by the way.
I know, I can't craft the headpiece.
Oh, right, you need Elder Dragon gems.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a quest or something that gives you 3 Elder Dragon gems? I remember having that where I just immediately got 3 Elder Dragon gems for some reason. And I never had to be concerned about getting them again. Then you get 3 gems from making a Go weapon? Ah, that's what that is.
I was just looking at the weapons.
You're probably you're probably gonna want to try and make a Zeta weapon. But that would require killing 4 more times. So that kind of goes for any weapon in Go rank. Yeah, like the light cut Zeru sword for me. 5 proofs?
Yeah,
Does it have to be 5?
Yeah, I guess.
Going looking for... to see if there's actually a way to get 3 Elder Dragon gems. Yeah, it's oh, make 1 Go equipment or 1 Go armor. So just either or. You can do the Rukudoria daily quest, Getting a weapon is super important as well. I think doing the Rukudoria quest is probably better for now. Oh my god, so many Doragua. Where is the Elder Dragon Gem? Okay. What happened? What did you leave?
I'm just back at the blacksmith.
It says you're not in the lobby anymore. Maybe.
Is that not just because I'm at the blacksmith?
Maybe. I'm not sure. Usually your name was white. To get armor faster, yes, but Bipin will also need a decent weapon. Yeah, but getting an armor will, or getting a weapon will be easier by getting a decent weapon. Or but getting a weapon will be easier by getting decent armor. The alternative. Like getting either or doesn't really matter in what order, because both make either faster. You know? I mean, you could argue that the weapon technically makes it more faster than getting armor. Not technically, literally, but, you know, easier. You have an easier time if you do either. Plus, we already did the Barrows. May as well do the Rukudoria. We'll have to fight Zeru a few more times.
I mean, Zero would need 5 more kills for an actual weapon.
4. Because I'm pretty sure... Did we not kill?
No, we haven't killed him.
Really? Did we cart 3 times?
I don't think we killed. Let me check. Can I? I'd have to abandon the current quest, so whatever. I'm not gonna.
I know we fought them. For sure.
I don't think I had any materials for it, so.
Hmm. Well, that's fine. They're really fun to grind at. Definitely a bit excessive with how many times you have to fight monsters, though. But it's kind of understandable for being an MMO, something you play at over the course of years. Zero kind of rolled over you randomly. Hmm. They're in 5? So, this way. Plus, once you get 1 gem, you'll never have to worry about getting another gem. For a while. I think I might have gotten trapped at one point in the fight we did. Like, Zara was kind of in a corner with me and just was doing moves I couldn't avoid.
Can't remember it all. Head empty.
Head empty. Hello, Rukudoria. Rukudiora. Wow, you did actually no damage?
Oh, yeah, same here.
Yeah, this is just a quest that's kind of intended to give you parts, you know? Just like them farming quests in MMO games. You know how the monster scaling works in this game? Or not? From what I remember in older games, it was usually 1-4 in terms of scaling, and then in World they made it 1-2-4.
I think they dropped because I got a fully or mostly charged hit on their tail.
There's no scaling? There is none. Oh. So like 4 like super powerful players can just completely swamp a monster. Like if I'm killing a monster in 10 minutes, then with 4 people we should be doing it in like 4. Kind of goofy. Man, you're such a cool monster. When are you gonna come back? I mean, they could maybe introduce this thing in Rise in a title update. Yo, maybe that's what the silhouette is. Everyone keeps thinking it's Rusted Kushala in the title update. Maybe it's actually Victoria.
I highly doubt it.
What do you mean? I mean, the two look slightly different in terms of the silhouette. Kinda. But I'm sure they, maybe they would, redesign them a little bit.
Redesign them, rename them to Rusted Kushala, change their moveset a bit.
Roleplays have always been kind of overkill. Coopers is the perfect balance. You're about a beam too, you dirty Elder Dragon. dirty, no beaming allowed?
I was about to counter.
Yeah, that should be 1 Elder Dragon gem. And then that, when you craft the armor piece, that gives you 3. Man, if only all the other progression in this game was like that. You do something once and then you get like 1,000,000 more.
Get fucked, Freyr. Bye-bye.
That still launches you on the backswing?
Holy shit, look at these, look at them go. Woo. Damn.
Yeah, we can fight Zeru next. Then we can maybe try Inagami. The Inagami is kind of diffy. Not that diffy actually, but fun. I shall go refill items and consume. Ugh.
All items. Go home.
Games pre-world single player and multiplayer were separated into village and gathering hub, just like it is in Rise. Gathering hub is a fixed scaling. So basically, if you're playing Try and you get the hub quests, or any other classic game, and you're playing solo, you kind of get screwed. You're facing like 2.5 monsters rather than just 1.
Maybe that's what they tried to emulate in Rise with how fucking weak the village quest monsters were.
Except the opposite. Hub quests have scaling and good natural health, and then the other ones have like nothing.
Yeah, the village quests just have like 3 HP and you piss on them and they die.
Just drop their health into like, I don't know, 70% of what they had originally had.
Let's see. I think I will probably make the legs.
Probably a decent choice. Wait, hang on. If there's no scaling at all on any of the frontier monsters, couldn't that mean I could just invite Bipin into a Nargacuga hunt and then just Bipin could stand in camp?
Yes.
And I can just defeat the monster by myself? And they would have Nargacuga armor?
Yes.
I mean, if push comes to shove, that's
We
always
could
a
just
solution.
go do Nargacuga, and if I card once, I just don't come back.
Well, I mean, we have to do 0-0 anyway. That's the thing. Regardless of getting you Nargacuga armor, we need you to get a new weapon.
Nargacuga has weapons, probably, maybe.
Yeah, and they're pretty good too, but pretty much most monsters in Go rank are weak to the 0-0 weapon. You don't really get screwed with enough prep 10 and a decent amount of skill. You get through G rank old school quite well. Do we need anything specific for this lad? Aside from a lot of healing?
Like, a gun. Just kill him.
Can we just buy some Dragonators? Like a whole bunch?
Oh, you both posted a quest.
Oh.
Are you already departed?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll leave mine posted and then you can just hop on back.
In theory, yes, but that would be boring. Yeah, but ultimately I think it would be better than, like, it might be better than several streams of 0-0 and Baru and then going to... I mean, that's fine, we can do that. Since that's kind of what we play this game for, is just the long grind. They should have like a meal prevention system. Honestly, or like something where you go into a hunt and you come back out, and if you left within the first minute, you keep your meal. While also adding in a feature that lets you just re-eat whenever. Since that's always the really annoying aspect, is when you want to eat something else. And you can't. Just have a big old porta potty, you know? God, that's the Espinus hunting horn, is it? Because it looks ugly as shit. I think it's the Zenith one. It looks very Zenith to me. Thank you, Zaru, for true calming me. Oh, I was overcommitting a little bit too much, but that's fine. I'm just saying, for Bipin's player experience, I don't think that skipping that Marvel is that exotic Narg. Yeah. I mean, Bipin would still need to face them, and that's implying let's just kind of getting evade too. Because we would still have to fight Nargacuga again to get some more armor pieces. Because getting a lot of armor pieces from Nargacuga is just very nice, you know? That's why I have like 3. Because they give a critical eye.
Get countered.
Is there like a plot? There is, but it's completely unrelated to most of Frontier from what I know. Like, there's a whole story mode, but it's completely optional.
Also probably not translated.
Yeah, it's not translated.
Because this is all fan translated, so... only the important stuff is translated, and no one plays Monster Hunter games in general for the lore.
Yeah. Lore is not what you play this game. Or, actually, lore is what you play the games for. You can do that. since there's a lot of lore to all the monsters. But story is not typically what you play them for.
Yeah, the story tends to resolve around like, hey, you're a hunter and we have this problem. Either you do like ecological research, or in Rise it's like, hey, monsters are getting a bit angry, so take care of it.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear the translations are in the
much
works? Ow. Yeah, no, there's not really much of a story now. This is just like a pure gameplay Monster Hunter game for the most part. You go in and you play it. Let's fucking go. Wow, that paralysis lasted not a long time. I guess I might be used to sunbreak paralysis. God, he's so goofy. What a goofy boy trying to end my life with her elemental damage. Why are the monsters' elemental damage so good and our elemental damage so bad?
Because they actually create the element, and we just kind of have like slightly like static electricity on the sword, as opposed to actually summoning lightning bolts. I think I actually have countered like 2 or 3 times already.
Hmm. I'm trying to go for their tail as much as I can. It should be coming off fairly soon. Look, at least Zero is not dealing like an exorbitant amount of damage to you now. It's at least manageable.
I have 4 mega potions left.
Damn. And you have max potions on you, don't you?
No, I don't think. No, I don't think I do.
You,
Oh, I do.
As I say, you really should. I'm pretty sure I told you to even bring crafting materials for, like, mega potions.
Should have the crafting materials from megas.
Hmm.
On me. Unless I didn't save that in the set.
I mean, they're almost... Oh! They're almost about to transition. Good on them. Congratulations.
It's like, congratulations, good for you. Tail off. I got a big slappy on the tail.
Just slap that thing off.
Slap that thing out of here. He didn't like me carving the tail.
Yeah, I can imagine watching someone carve your own tail is probably not too good.
Ah, it's fine.
The true question is, did he bring the combo books? Probably... I remember telling Bipin to bring combo books. Oh, it's this fucking attack.
I might not. Maybe I have the one. I don't actually know. No, I don't think I brought a comic book.
I got hit by that. That's the Frontier hitbox moment.
Yeah, I think most monsters in this game have Frontier hitboxes.
Well, yeah.
Considering it is Frontier.
For Megas, you only need 2 max. 2 for max. Oh, you need all of them. Hmm. Oh my god, evasion too.
Oh my god, strong arm stance. Even when nearly got me killed.
Oh, I still got hit by that, damn. Because the evasion lasted so long.
Oh no, I didn't actually bring stuff to craft mega
Damn.
potions. I brought normal potions with no honey.
I think on Evasion 2, your invulnerability frames last until you hit the ground. Or last until you, like... Yeah, until you're basically... Like 70% of it. It feels like 70% of the roll, even though I know it's statistically not. Oh, let's go. I still have Transcendence, but I don't think I'm dealing enough damage.
I should have popped Transcendence before those 2 downs where I just got 2 fat hits off.
Okay, well at least if we get Transcendence again, I'm going to be able to get the buff. The special move. I'm fine with that, honestly. That did no damage, and I got my weapon sharpened. Oh yeah, so this should have no scaling. On average, I killed this guy in like 16 minutes.
Well, no, why isn't he dead yet?
Because it hasn't been 16 minutes. It's only been like 8.
Just drank my last mega.
No more megas allowed.
No megas on the premises, please.
They're going sicko mode.
What should I be attacking now? Legs, right? No, not the legs.
The pretty much the opposite. The head, I think. At least the head seems pretty vulnerable to me. Oh, there they are. What? Bro, he just rollbacked. What the hell? He's cheating. He came out of the ground from the like the digging move explosion. And like, just like he disappeared and then appeared behind me, running at me.
For me, he didn't do anything. It's just a connection issue.
My own server? God damn.
Yeah.
Bipin has a better connection to me than I have to me.
I'm in your walls. It's the only explanation. Countered. Easy. Why would I dodge the explosions if I can just stand here and counter them? Okay, this time I was too late. I thought the projectiles were a little slower.
Fuck. Ah. But there's nowhere to actually give items here.
I have normal potions and one more max potion. I'm good.
Plus, I suppose this time I could just be attacking instead. God, the fucking boots with the fur, though, that he has on. Actually, every part of him is pretty much vulnerable. If you're not mistaken, oh, I haven't read this yet. If you're not mistaken, on weapons that have iframes are also affected by evasion too. Yeah, I really can't wait for the to be able to use the SNS twirl.
So what was the exact deal with the great sword, like 3 parries thing for a big move?
I think you do 3 parries and then your charge move gets stronger.
Hmm.
But are we gonna get a monster, an apple bottom jeans monster? American monster? Oh shit! Get doobied? Where's Transcendence at? Okay, Transcendence is almost done.
You get a monster that just like pulls out a barbecue, a cold beer in the middle of the hunt. Start shooting guns at you. Yeah, okay, you're gonna have to do the rest of this hunt by yourself because the game just told me to rest my eyes for 15 minutes. I'm sorry. It's out of my hands.
I think I'm giving you some
Both the
really good
controller and the
instructions.
decision. It would be really funny to do like in a multiplayer hunt, just like, sorry guys, the game told me to stop for a minute.
I should have just used Transcendence. It doesn't as iframes. Oh my god, I got it. I got the second state. Alright, man, I need you to do something very hittable. That'll do. There we go. Got him. So, if you do enough damage with Transcendence, you unlock a knife, which if you hit the monster with, deals massive damage. Or something else. It does like a number of things. In extreme style, you parry 3 attacks, which will give you, or in extreme style, you parry 3 attacks, which will give you a special powerful move. So it's not actually this one.
Okay, cool.
Remember the tail?
I already carved it.
Also hits like 15 times, so Elemental Greatsword is actually a thing. Well,
It's kind of funny.
if element is anything like any element in the current game, or any of the current Monster Hunters, it's going to be kind of whack anyway. Kind of whack. Like, situationally very good. But like, in the Sunbreak stream we did yesterday, I had like an elemental bow that was like full element up, critical element level 2, crit boost, weakness exploit, and then Bipin was like, oh, by the way, you dealt 1900 elemental damage versus 1900 total damage. I was like, oh.
Compared to the one with the charge blade where you dealt more elemental than normal. Was kind of funny.
True, I mean, like I said, situationally very useful, where like on Charge Blade Elemental and Sunbreak, where you just destroy every monster and make them wish they didn't even get put into the game. Well, that's 1 Zeru hunt out of 5.
18.
18.
Yep. I want to make 4 great swords.
Depends on the elemental hit zones that the monsters have. Yeah, but most of them have like really garbage elemental hit zones. Even on monsters that are like really weak to that specific element. Quote unquote, really weak. I think element just kind of gets put through like too many filters. Where it's like...
Wad.
Mm-hmm.
Why is the game telling me to breed at night?
I mean, you gotta breed at night.
Can I do it in a day?
You can. You have to ask for the game's permission, though.
It's gonna say no.
So we're doing 0 again?
I suppose. Take item. Sorting. Where is book? Oh, there it is. I only have Book of Combos 1.
Yep. You need to carry all 5 with you.
Nah.
Nah?
That's too much.
Well, you
Can't
have
be
to.
doing that. You know, if I just don't craft max potion.
Then you won't have enough heals. Go buy them all, no excuses. I like how this game does like the most amazing thing that any Monster Hunter game could do with the Hunter charms and armor charms. And then it's like, oh, by the way, carry 5 useless fucking books with you, by the way. That don't do anything. Unless you're crafting. So close, yet so far. 1 step forward, 5 steps back.
What? Did I need to craft max potions?
Dragon Toadstool and Mega Nutrients. So you carry 5 of each. Seasonal system has an impact on the quest locales in terms of monster appearances. I mean, seeing 2 monsters in a single spot is so absurdly rare anyway. In fact, I think it's almost... I mean, it's... Yeah, it doesn't even really happen. The only time I've ever seen it actually happen was in the Baru quest with, Massive Gen Drum or whatever. I have posted quest for Zeru.
I think I've eaten.
If not, you can just pop a max potion.
Hold on, I still need to actually buy the books.
What do you mean you don't want to carry 5 books with you? See, now you can breed in a day. It isn't just limited to night. The game has given us permission. But we can't breed in the, we
Breeding
can't,
time.
we can't breed in the night anymore, though.
Come on, just let me do it whenever I want.
Regional breeding hours. Boop.
What's your preferred breeding time?
Night is quite nice. Night breeding time is pretty good. You got the bookies in.
What if I do? What if I don't?
Well,
You will not. Why do I? Okay, why do I need the books when I can just like add it to the writing on my greatsword? Like, there's already a bunch of text on there I don't care about. Just
True.
like write my crafting books down on my sword.
Just do what like teenagers do when cheating their exams. Just write it on your arm. Super
ever
Rad's
done
history
that?
of Monster Hunter video from Monster Hunter DOS goes quite into more detail. But this mechanic can be pretty much ignored. I do actually watch Super Rad. I have done for like a year and a half. Ever since they started doing weapon tutorials, I think. Or weapon histories. Maybe closer to a
Have you
year
ever-
then.
Oh, I accidentally drank Psyche Siri.
Where's the monster, guys?
I can't find.
Damn.
Have you ever tested? Have you ever cheated on a test by writing on yourself?
No, I haven't.
I always wrote down just like shit I needed to remember on my arms, and I got really paranoid that the teachers would get mad at me on test day because I had like 15 written on my arm because I needed to remember to get 15 of something.
Just do what all the Doctor Who characters do when they see the silence. Just put a bunch of, dude. Can you stop hitting me with like your moving move? Oh my god. Like they land and they hit me. They've done it twice now. It's really annoying. I mean, it's totally not my fault for walking into the move. I mean, they should just stop doing it.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone actually get hit by that, like, bite move. I don't know how much damage it does. It looks like it would deal a pretty penny, but I couldn't tell you.
Get hit by it then.
It wouldn't kill me.
Yeah, but you'd know how much damage it does compared to the other moves.
True. Honestly, part of the reason I wanted to play Frontier was because I watched Super Rad's video on Frontier, where they covered all the expansions. I watched the full compilation of every expansion, and I was like, man, these monsters look cool. Man, this moveset looks fun. And I was like, I'm gonna go and play it, and then I played it.
Thrilling backstory.
It's, I know, right? Like, lore that beats any other.
Add it to the Waddicker wiki.
I still wish I could have like some type of Waddicker wiki glossary for information.
You could just make a wiki page.
I could,
for yourself.
but wiki get kind of stinky. A little bit.
I mean, there's like so many different fan wiki websites you could use.
It's mainly just because I like having like glossaries of information. It's good to remember stuff and like put trivia, because then you know someone's gonna read it and be like, oh my god, that's kind of interesting. Waddicker said that they once put milk in before the cereal. It's so interesting.
The only time
the only time you've
The only time I've contributed anything to a wiki was when I added that name to the Dragon Ball wiki as for the joke, and got removed within like an hour.
It's so sad. You saw a video of Shantian once. My only exposure to Frontier prior to the Alpha Rad video and just knowing about it was knowing about Shantian, because their theme is banging. We be at like HR7 already, so that we can fight Shantian.
Dying.
Well, good luck.
Stone him, and he just launched a spike at me. I had to watch the glowy ball come at me. Verified glowing balls moment.
Verified balls moment. Alpha Rad did Monster Hunter Frontier. Oh, not Alpha Rad, sorry. Super Rad. I don't know how I managed to confuse the two. They're very different in terms of both name and content. No, it was Super Rad. They do full like glossaries and histories on Monster Hunter stuff, like all the games and the weapons and stuff like that.
Oh, I'm charging.
Light dash didn't work. They're really good videos, and they're really informative. They actually do give a lot of good info. Did they ever do an episode on the Charge Blade and Switch Axe? Because they only existed for like 2 games when they were doing the series. They were only in GU, or I guess 3 games. Since they existed in 4, GU, and World.
What hit me?
Beam? Or backblast of a beam? You covered all of them? Still excited to play GU at some point. Literally cannot be right now, though. I mean, it could be. Not literally, but...
You could just stop playing
I
Frontier.
could just stop playing and then turn on GU right now since I haven't installed on my Switch. It's entirely... It's a possibility. But, you know, funny title update coming out in... people are estimating that the Sunbreak title update is actually going to come out a day after the...
Yeah, on the 10th.
Yeah.
Because one of the YouTube descriptions had posted August 10th for like 5 minutes before instantly being removed. There was a YouTube description that had out now.
Yeah.
And from like Monster or Nintendo Italian, and then they changed it. After some people posted about it, they changed it to August 10, and then they instantly changed it to August. Because you're like, wait, fuck. We made it worse.
Nintendo being kind of funny.
I do like how they... Yeah, okay, no, you know, it's wrong, we'll fix it, and they just leak shit. Lets you know how much the person in charge cares about Monster Hunter that it didn't even...
Their
put out now.
Their Insect Blade and Charge Blade videos are actually their most longest due to how complex the weapons are. I am still trying to work on making a Charge Blade tutorial that simplifies it enough to make it like really approachable. Because it really isn't that hard. But like explaining it is way harder than actually using. This has what? Oh, I got hit. This has shield bash moves? Since when has this moveset had shield bash moves? I thought that was extreme style. Oh, you bitch. Is it only when like rolling? Maybe?
Wait. I thought it should be 100% if I have all 5 books.
Yeah, it should be.
Why isn't it?
Do you have all 5 books in your inventory?
Yes.
Because it should be 100% Bipin. Oh my god. Can't believe Greysword is worse than Longsword. It tremoring. Here we go. Ooh. Oh, we're getting so many flinches. Hopefully, get Transcendence again soon, so I can just knife him to death. Once you get the theory down, putting it into practice isn't really the hardest. It's the routine. I think it's just like the amount of things that you have to do to get it working. Like, I mean, it's really simple in practice. You just charge your files, you put them into your shield, and boom, you have the entire moveset unlocked. That's it. But explaining that with enough information to like actually satisfy people, or you know, let them, you know, just giving them enough information that they would need in case they ever needed it, like how many files you get charged from your colors and like how you charge them. And
I mean, but then like the information in case they ever need it, I feel already goes beyond like getting it basic and approachable.
oh fuck, I'm gonna die. I healed at the exact wrong time.
Damn, I also died. Got greedy because I was close to getting Arcane Pulse, I think. Yeah, I used all my crafting materials from Max Potions, and I didn't actually manage to make one.
Hmm.
It had like I think it said it had a 65% chance or something.
Then you really don't have the books in.
I have 5 books in my inventory.
It really shouldn't be like that, then.
Wait. No, okay, never mind. I think I replaced the first book by accident, so I have only books 2 through 5.
Yeah, if you only have...
Yeah.
You need all 5. Otherwise, none of them count.
Yeah, I had the first one in there, and then I accidentally replaced it with whetstones, I think.
What? I was still in range for that? God damn. But we just put a disclaimer that the theory sounds complicated, but the execution and routine is simple. I could do, actually, that's a smart thing, actually. Saying that... No, I'm not, I shouldn't be using this. I mean, I guess it's fine. Just say that, like, it's gonna sound complicated, but... Because I was planning to explain it at least a decent bit in depth, a little bit, like giving them, you know, a decent chunk of info, and then being at the very end and having a summary, being like, okay, so TLDR, you hit the monster, you gain files, you store them, and then you put them in your shield, and that's it. And then you have access to SAED, etc., all the moves you would want to do.
I would put the TLDR at the start.
No, because you don't understand anything. Like, it's effectively like speaking to someone with, like, mechanical gibberish.
Yeah, but... Like, if you put the TLDR at the start, being like, this is like this is effectively what you're doing.
Yeah,
then it gives more credibility to your... It's actually a lot simpler than it sounds. So you can be like, because really, once you actually understand that this is all you're doing, and then you start explaining what you need to know. Because, like, if you say, oh no, you know, it's not as complicated as it sounds, and then you start saying a bunch of complicated shit, no one's going to believe that it's not as complicated as it sounds.
yeah, actually you're correct. Do a very punishable move, I dare you. Like, can you beam?
Can you beam the wrong way like you like to do a lot?
Die a painful death?
I like pretty okay death. Doesn't have to be too painful.
Yeah, you're right though. I could put I did intend to put a summary in at the start, but the summary was just like a generalization of how the weapon plays. Like what it does. But I could put like here's the general rotation. It's gonna sound complicated, but it's not. You charge your files, you put them in your shield, and then boom, you're done. You have pretty much your entire moveset done. Tell, by the way.
Already did. You actually, you know what you should do when you do that, like a description like that at the beginning? Just put up a flowchart. Like a very simple flowchart, like grab files, put in shields, do fucking SAED.
Pretty much, actually. And then just to mention, like, there's a lot of small little details in between there you can, like, fuck with, but for the most part, that is just the general gist. And then, you know, I can explain it a bit more in detail and then do, like, another summary, being like, you know, hit monster, files, shield. That's it. Do stuff to get stuff to do stuff. Pretty much. And it really is kind of that simple of a weapon. So is like any weapon in the game, really. Because I feel like it's a shame because I'm sure you've seen Arek's videos at some point, Kevin, where I thought that RX's video on the Charge Blade, especially their Monster Hunter World one, was really good. But then they started doing videos on Rise, and they, like, I think they really fucked them up by comparison. Because all their world videos on a weapon typically were like 20 minutes long, and they're like, hey, here's the moveset, and here's what they do, here's like some good combos, and then here's the general playstyle, and then, you know, maybe a bit more miscellaneous info. And like they were nice and concise. But then like the Rise videos are like they're so full of repetition and like stuff you don't need to know. Or like you don't need to know, but really you don't need to be saying. For example, in one of the videos I watched, they made a statement about like, oh, here's where your guard is. You can guard after X, Y, Z, or something. I can't remember exactly what video it was because I don't think they got to the point of covering Charge Blade. But it was basically a general statement about a weapon on like a specific part of it. And over the course of like the 50 minutes I watched, they stated it 3 times. It wasn't even like a new bit of information about it. It was just the exact same thing because it came up again.
Oh yeah, I do actually know what you mean with the
Yeah.
the Eric's videos.
It's like if you had a video on the Charge Blade and you say, here's the shield. You know, you do your shield moves and then boom, you can guard point. And then a few minutes later, and you say, you go back to this move. Remember that you can guard point from this move. And then like 5 minutes later, if you, eventually you can go into this move X Y Z. Remember, you can guard point from this move, and then you're just like,
it's kind of like saying, like, this weapon has a shield. You can shield after every move, and then when you start explaining the other moves, you say like, this move is a quick stab. You can combo into shield from this.
yes.
Like you already mentioned that you can shield from everything. Why are you saying it again every time?
For example, in the Charge Blade video I was gonna make, I was gonna mention guard points because that's a pretty valuable part of the Charge Blade. Who's this?
There.
0 again? Okay.
I mean, I need 2 more tickets for the weapon.
3.
No, 2.
That means we've already killed them once before.
I guess apparently, even though I didn't see any materials, but I just checked and I have 3 tickets.
Oh, well then we did kill them.
I guess. But I also need Elder Dragon Heavy Skill, but I can probably buy those.
Mm-hmm. But that's the TLDR. Oh, what, the Frontier servers are now public? No, this is you can make your own private server for people to play on. And you can still join public servers as well. Now, I dodged that as late as possible, and I still got roared. In fact, I'm gonna get hit from it because I dodged so late.
Yeah, I also don't really need the weapon tutorials for weapons I already know.
Yeah.
But I do kind of like watching them every now and again, just sort of being like, is there anything they changed that I missed or that's like not obvious? Like any weird changes to the weapon?
Yeah, I like watching them for any like extra miscellaneous info. See, and that's the annoying part. I'm someone who watches those videos for the miscellaneous info usually. So I feel like if I didn't include it, I would be missing out a decent chunk of people who would be looking for that. This one you have is it a gun or a bow? Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah, for reassurance, because it's like, I mean, I went from World to Rise, and in World, I played a whole bunch of Insect Glaive, and then I went to Rise, and I played some more Insect Glaive. And it's like, okay, I messed around with it a little bit, tried it out, checked if I could still do the same combos and or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was like, okay, yeah, I understand the moveset now. I got this. And then I watched the video, and they were like, oh, if you do, like, your aerial re-jump 3 times, you get max damage, and if you do the spike then, it deals way more damage. Like, okay, yeah. That's, like, one detail I hadn't actually noticed. Little
You
stuff
mean
like
you've
that.
heard some people working on translating the old Frontier servers and whatnot? The game has actually been the community version has been playable for like a year, pretty much. They were quick to work. Honestly, I think didn't they have it playable like really quickly actually, not just a year? Like a few months and people were able to play Frontier again after it got shut down. I know it's at least a year though. Guard points are incredibly valuable, but I think they're more of an advanced topic. Yeah, but I also think it's fine to include info that people will eventually want to re-look into, because that's what I did when it came to RX videos, is I would learn the weapon, learn the basic moveset, learn the basic playstyle, and then after that, after I was really comfortable with playing with it, I would then go back and watch the video again and be like, did I miss anything important? Was there any extra info that I didn't take in because I was too busy learning the base moveset, etc.? So in a similar situation, I'm thinking, like, if I make a Charge Blade tutorial and mention guard points, I could then, you know, everyone who then gets used to Charge Blade can come back to the video and be like, oh yeah, guard points. I can do those.
I feel like that might be... Like, I feel like actually talking about them much sort of runs against the point of the video being to have the weapon be, have the video be accessible and simple for the weapon. But I think you could sort of like end the video with a list of things like, okay, once you get the basics down, you should look more into these things.
I don't know. I feel like, you know how people are. Even I wouldn't be like this. I wouldn't, if I saw a video that ended like that, I'd be like, okay, I don't care. I'm gonna just watch the... Like, that's just gonna make them go to a different video that has that information instead.
I mean, yeah, but also, if you start including stuff like that, I think your video very quickly becomes not too different from the 30-minute Charge Blade tutorials.
Not if you explain it concisely and appropriately. Because, like, I don't have to mention guard points in great detail. I can say, like, you know, transitioning to X mode at the end of any attack you do just lets you get a guard. And then I can go, like, you can do this in several other points as well. And then I'll just list off the, like, where all your guard points are. And say, like, you know, it's a general gist. Where you mention the mechanic exists, and then it's kind of up to you to optimize it. Up to you to figure out how to use it. And mention why it's so powerful. Because I think that is the, like, one of the key points of the Charge Blade. It's, like, one of 3 things it does, which is very valuable. I'm also probably going to mention how flexible the Charge Blade is depending on your playstyle and like what silk binds and switch skills you have. Since you can choose to focus on the sword mode or the axe mode more depending on what you're going for. Just personal preference. This is news to me. You got to look into getting in your very first time playing Frontier will start soon. Nice. It's pretty fun. It's hard to get into, but once you do, a lot of the monsters are really good. Guard points aren't necessarily important to understand, but the weapon and advanced technique. I kind of agree they're not necessary to use the weapon, but I feel like they're a crucial part of the weapon's playstyle. Like, if you're not using them, you're kind of... It's like 1/3 of the pie missing. That's why I think I'm still going to mention them. But I'm just going to do so very concisely, say what it does. Instead of, like, going to exorbitant detail and making the video 20 minutes long, it might be like a 10, 12-minute video, being like, you know, explaining the basics, how to use it, and some of the benefits it has, etc. Some of the things you can eventually learn. Like, I'm not going to go into stuff like what skills you want to use. I'll maybe mention, like, a few. Like, I'll mention Rapid Morph is pretty good if you want to spec into it, but it's not required at all. Efficient play, it's crucial. Mm-hmm. I also feel the best type of tutorial videos are the ones that kind of give you a place to offshoot anyway. Where you're like, once you've learned this, seek about learning this more, you know? Any information that initially... No more tail. But yeah, any information that initially flies over your head, you come back and watch. In the current script I have, I am going a bit too much into detail. Oh fuck, I'm gonna get hit. Oh no, Transcendence for the win. Let's fucking go. Like, I'm explaining how many files you get per the color that it changes to, and I'm like, this is too much info. People don't need this. All you need to know is that, like, if you see the thing change color, you store them. I'm also not sure whether to mention button layout. So if it's a beginner tutorial, I feel like you would have to know how to do all the actions.
I suppose. I threw you out of range of the monster. You're welcome.
After I activate Transcendence, thank you. Ugh. So I was just doing a whole bunch of moves that were not good. You should mention what the buttons do and then maybe go into possible combo settings. Strings. There's also the other problem of trying to explain with different control schemes. I could just go like a light to medium guard. Oops.
Apparently I cannot counter a beam.
This is fairly typical. Fairly typical for Monster Hunter. He's angry now.
I mean, all the counters I've ever used were in Rise, pretty much, so...
Oh, all the guards and counters I've used were on Charge Blade, and they don't work there.
Holy shit, do you see my damage train?
No?
I was in strong arm stance just in the beam.
Light and
It
medium
removed
guard?
almost all of my damage, my health.
I mean, there's only 2 attack buttons, isn't there? In World, there's or in Rise, there's attack, large, or there's light, medium, and guard. I was thinking in having button prompts for a specific controller, and then saying I'm going to include a subtitle track with every other variation.
Hmm.
You know what the face buttons do? Yeah. Since you know, on a PS4 controller or a PS5 controller, light is triangle, heavy is circle, guard is right trigger.
Well, as far as controller layout goes, I feel like the best options
Is
would be
switch.
to either default to the Switch,
Yeah.
or column like top, right, left, down could also work.
Yeah, I kind of just feel like saying top face button, right face button is like a mouthful.
Yeah, kind of is. I suppose if you could then go like your light attack is the top face button and then just call it light the entire time.
Hmm.
I suppose that's the most universal way to do it without having to say top face button every time.
Because like, how do I explain how to store your files without saying, like, in order to store your files, you have to guard plus what? If I don't explain the controls, you know? It has to be something. Guard plus heavy, guard plus charged attack, circle. And at that point, I may as well just do the entire list.
He's gonna do it twice. You
Yeah.
dick.
The thing that light medium guard is really appropriate since most interrupting movesets are more based around contextual combo strings. Yeah. And it doesn't really work for a charge blade either, anyway. Since it's like a light and then charged attack. What did I get hit? He has a beam when he does that? I didn't know that. You know, there's a lot of ways to do it. I'm kind of just figuring out a way to make it simple. Make it as stomachable as possible.
Enter the arena again after dying and instantly get bombarded by 14 glowy balls.
You know, a big fan of glowy balls.
Oh, I am. Just with, like, preparation.
Prep time for your glowy balls.
Yo, the shittiest move in the game.
That you can literally auto dodge.
Yeah, that's why it's shitty. It's just fucking nothing. It's like, hey, look at your character fucking shake their ass for a second, then mash dodge.
Go and do a funny attack.
That wasn't very funny.
It was a little funny. I guess probably include screen button prompts. Yeah, I would. I would include screen button prompts.
Actually, if you...
No! He moved out of the way of my knife.
gonna say, Just gonna say, if you, rather than just showing the button, show like a controller with the button lit up.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Yeah, it's a bit too big, but it would make it so it works on every controller, because then you can see which button it is and you can be like, oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, actually, maybe if I have the controller, just had it fade out to the left, because you don't really need movement a lot of the time.
Oh, yeah, that's how, yeah, half the controller could totally work.
I don't know, I feel like they would look really ugly, though.
Yeah, it's... Oof. It is a bit big and clunky, but... You could just make it really ugly and go like, graphic design is my passion. Like, have a really shittily hand-drawn controller on the screen.
What about a hand cam? No, still not even then. I feel like that would actually look worse.
Yeah, I do. I don't think a hand cam would look great. Actually, the least obstructive way to do it would be, instead of actually having a full controller, but there, just have the 4 face buttons and have them light up.
You are right. That would work.
Apparently there's plants here.
Yep.
Sunspire jewels.
But yeah, just having the buttons on screen might work.
Yeah, just having 4 buttons and lighting up the ones you need, it doesn't take up much more space than just the button you need.
Mm-hmm.
Quest clear.
Actually, no, hang on. Then what do I say for script though? So that's the problem is like the script.
Just which of the switch like if you have them to be like the switch buttons, you just use those. But the fact that they are like they're in the correct orientation and lighting up is enough to just transfer it to any other controller. What am I out of? I am out of mega potions, mega nutrients, antidotes.
Yeah, I think I could do that. Have the face buttons and then just default to switch and then say, hey, if you need extra help, I have subtitles in, which has all the different button prompts for, because I have every type of controller. I can just look at them.
Look at you with the big, I have every controller flex.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be doing PC controls though, screw that. Nobody uses default PC controls on...
Oh, that is true, yeah.
On any system anyway. The default PC controls for Monster Hunter Rise and kind of Sunbreak are like total ass anyway. Which we're doing?
We could just do them one more time. I'll probably only do one more round before I gotta head off because I'm gonna do shit tomorrow. But we could just fight him once more and I'll have the weapon.
What even are the Monster Hunter PC controls? Garbage. Like I couldn't explain to you, but they're like hella arbitrary.
Yeah, I think the way to imagine it is like kind of think of what they should be, and then there's something else.
Imagine like playing Twister with your keyboard.
It's like imagine how you would bind them, and they're definitely not that.
As a basic example, you have to hold down middle mouse button to activate the wire bug moves. And then you have to press a different button to activate them. So instead of WAS to move, it's the numpad kind of thing. Well, I mean, WAS still works, thank God.
Yeah, that's the one correct.
That's the one correct thing.
No, I don't want the fucking chef special.
Imagine walking into a restaurant. It's like, hello, sir, would you like the chef special today? No, I don't want the fucking chef special.
I mean, now imagine like the person coming up to you.
Middle mouse button, yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad. But imagine like the server coming up to you and being like, "Hey, do you want the chef special?" And then you go no, and then they start like talking in French, and then they hold up a yes or no sign. And if you point at the wrong one, they just ask again. And then if you hit the right one to not pick the chef special, they make you leave and go to a different table.
Yeah, it's middle mouse button to activate wire bugs on PC for some god awful reason. Do I restocked? Probably. I haven't eaten. That's fine. I can just chug a mega.
What about the stamina though?
Who needs it?
Oh, I mean, you maybe. I don't know. I don't play Sword and Shield.
Yeah, the controls are really whack. That's actually causing you physical pain. Honestly, the controls are way worse than that. Like that's the tip of the iceberg right there.
Yeah, the gist of it is just that playing Rise with PC controls just means you have to rebind them, basically.
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure aiming isn't on right mouse button.
Well, yeah, because I think left and right mouse buttons are like the attacks, right?
Yeah, they're the two
But
attack
can't
buttons.
bind aiming to that as well.
So, like, if you want to aim down sights with something like the bow, on PC, you have to press, like, C or something. Like, what?
Yeah, something like that.
The two are right next to each other, so honestly, may as well be. Yeah,
Could even be both.
They're baffling control schemes, honestly. So this
yeah,
is
it's
like
very much like sort of. It feels like they had like a basis of what makes sense. Like, oh yeah, I put the attacks on left and right mouse button, and after that they just kind of gave up halfway.
So this is a disclaimer. If I ever do release the Charge Blade video, there's not going to be a section for PC controls. You're going to have to figure that one on your own. Give me your tail. You dumb, cool-looking boy. Is there a Rathalos, or sorry, a Rathian version of this? Or is, no, because this is Rathalos, right? This isn't Rathian. So I'm wondering,
How is your tail still attached?
yes, but actually no. So there is like a Rathian variant, or a more powerful Rathian. Oh my god!
I'm sorry I threw you, but I got the tail off with it.
I think we. Oh my god! I know what we just did. You did your upward swing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did my downward swing. I think we literally like anime carved it. Both of us from top and bottom. Actually, kind of cool. Okay, our damage cycle this hunt is insane. My man didn't even know it hit him.
I've kind of just started being like, you know, I'm gonna get hit here anyway. I'll just strong arm, so at least I won't be on the floor. Just sheath my weapon on my terms. I straight up couldn't see if you were in the way because the monster was just, my screen was just bright blue.
I understand. I don't think you actually give me a Giga Bounce either way. I landed on my feet.
Oh.
Which was odd. We don't know, and you don't know, we don't know soon enough. I'm sure you could mention if there was a Rathian, a powered up Rathian. Although saying that, it kind of seems inevitable. Boy, can you wait for Golden Rathian and Silver Rathalos and Sunbreak?
I can wait. Forever if I need to.
I can wait. Get out of the way of that.
I've been intentionally waiting for the monster to get up before I do it, so I don't interrupt you. I'm considerate like that.
Damn, being considerate. Yeah, we're doing... Oh, well, not anymore.
That hit me? I thought I was behind the head enough.
Yeah, no, beams... You cannot attack the head while beams are happening in this game.
Yeah, no, I thought it was like behind enough to just be attacking the wing, but games like nah.
It's kind of... or as much as you love Wraths and their variants, and we need new monsters, but we need new monsters, ones we haven't seen in ages. Honestly, just give us a whole bunch of Frontier monsters. I mean, the designs are here. They're queer. Full of glowing lights. May as well, considering they're actually like really good. I kind of wish that every modern Monster Hunter game had monsters like these, where they had unique mechanics and interesting things going on. Like, it's kind of sad that the only monster in the Sunbreak expansion that even remotely compares to these monsters in terms of mechanics and difficulty is Malzeno. And all the other new monsters like Lunagaron and Garangolm, they're like, they don't even hold a candle to these ones in terms of mechanics and how unique they are. I mean, Lunagaron kind of, but they don't really have a mechanic. They're kind of just dog. Oh my god, he's running so far. It's not a burst species. Oh my god. Stop running. You're supposed to be Rathalos, not Rathian.
I was gonna mention before I had to very briefly step away. My big sadness. It's like stuff like still getting poisoned by Rathian's tail swipe after breaking the tail or cutting it off. Like it's weird how a lot of the part breaks don't really do anything anymore, but Barioth still has functional part breaks. For some reason.
I wish that
like
more
the only one.
I kind of do wish that more monsters had like part breaks that were unique, you know?
It's always so sad carving off or cutting off Norgakuga's tail and having him throw spikes at you right after. Like,
Yeah.
come on. I removed that part of your body.
And then just like adjust the monster to fit it. I don't know if I actually got my knife. I was dealing quite a lot of damage. Probably not. I don't need Deer Beam.
I was trying not to mention when you mentioned it earlier, but you know the Transcendence superpowered move, right?
Yeah.
In the Final Fantasy 14 limit break where we saw at some point someone just pull out massive laser beam as a limit break.
Yeah.
I used it on a melee DPS once, and I found out that version is like you pull out a massive fucking light sword and you just do a bunch of slashes. It's really cool, but very, very weird.
You have something to look forward to in the Zeniths. But yeah, they did actually make it so Rathian's tail actually didn't receive poison, or you didn't receive poison anymore if you cut it off in World. And it was exclusive to World. The World is the only game where that's been a thing. And honestly, I think it should be in every game. Like
Yeah, I wish that stayed.
Meaningful part breaks.
Like again, Barioth still has it, where his fight like changes pretty significantly.
Yeah.
By breaking his
wings
and his
it starts
face
sliding.
kind of because he misfires a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what killed me? Damn, didn't notice.
Like every other monster, it just kind of has like a fart break, which results in more materials, I suppose. Which is kind of sad. They don't actually make the fight easier or like change how the monster acts at all.
Honestly, the biggest scam to me is like, oh, I got the tail I got the tail off, and then you see it's like 2 centimeters of tail that got cut off, and nothing changes even about the range of their moves.
Yeah.
Like, come on, at least make them shorter.
Yeah, like for example, on like Nargacuga, their hitbox still encompasses the bit of the tail you chopped off as well, because it's so minuscule they didn't even bother changing it. And it's like, come on, man! Like, let me chop off a significant portion, so that I can gain a benefit from that. So that there's actually like a motivation to do it. Like all the monsters in this game, for example, or at least most of them, have tail breaks, which actually have a meaningful impact on the fight. Zero here, their tail attacks become a whole lot less dangerous when you break their tail. Funnily enough, Yangaruga doesn't poison anyone when you cut off their tail. So Regio's tail be like,
shit.
what? Oh.
Oh, you really thought that got me
Damn.
out of range.
And again, just kind of gets angrier and has a more ice mechanic. Yeah. You wish tails like Seregios and Malzeno's actually cut off, and it's just, yeah, like it is kind of insulting when you go through all the work of getting a tail cut on like Magnamalo or Malzeno, and you effectively chip a rock off their tail. And you're like, bruh, come on.
Glavanosaurus is from... You know, the thing with Glavenus, right? I can sort of understand why it would be like, you know, Glavenus kind of needs his tail to function at all.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't have the entire tail cut off. But honestly, like, considering he's already constantly sharpening his tail during the fight, just like have it be a temporary loss of attack power, and then at some point he just sharpens it and it's back.
Yeah. Also, the Frontier devs actually had the balls to, because the Scorpion guy in this game, if you do like meet enough prerequisites, you can completely chop off their tail, and they become useless, just by being like super threatening. Like that's some balls that I haven't seen in like an actual legit Monster Hunter game. You know?
Let's try to fight one more time.
Where they've actually gone through and made it so you can cut off the most meaningful part of a monster's kit if you really want to go for it. Oh, I've gotten the chef special. I was mashing and I didn't get it. Oh, you fucking piece of shit. Hello, I would like to eat.
The standing up after finally being able to click no properly is the most infuriating thing about that for me.
I didn't. I was just pressing the wrong button, I think.
No, if you say no, if you say yes, he just asks, or like if you don't do it right, he just asks again. And if you actually properly tell him off, you have to stand up and sit back down.
I was just pressing the back button instead of the confirm button. With him, it totally makes sense. But look at Seregios and Sunbreak. He actually has his tail cut changed to just be his spike, where in the other games you love the whole thing off. Yeah, and Seregios doesn't really have any meaningful tail attacks either.
I mean,
which is really weird.
I think he throws some projectiles from his tails.
Well, he could still do that. Just, you know.
Yeah, especially since Seregios is... Like, Nargacuga's projectiles are, like, actually his tail feathers. Whereas Seregios are kind of just, like, his skills, I think. He's, like, thrown from anything.
Yeah, there's like, actual big solutions to this. You know, I just want a few more inches of tail cut. Maybe a bit more than a few inches.
Okay, big idea.
Mm-hmm.
So, cockroach monster. There's no tail to cut, but you can cut off the head and he still keeps fighting.
That would be that would be gruesome, but that would be sick as hell, actually.
Oh, have it work as like just a permanent flash pod. He doesn't see you as properly.
They attack more like sporadically.
Yeah, just sort of throw a bunch of attacks around in the wild. So that seems like a really interesting mechanic, honestly. It would be fucking weird to see, though.
That does seem kind of interesting, though. I really feel like monsters in Monster Hunter should be more designed with the idea that players are going to be taking chunks off of them more. Rather than like, this is the fight, and you got to accept it. If you don't like it, then too bad. Which is okay, I mean... I like Lunagaron a lot. But at the same time, damn, they would be so much cooler if I could, like, take off half their tail and also their claws. Not completely true. Breaking Sergio's parts result in his scale projectiles to get weaker and have a smaller hitbox. Cool. That's actually interesting. Can you stop moving around? I'm trying to hit your tail. You're being a piece of shit right now. Okay, no tail for me, I suppose. So no head. You don't know of if this was what carried over to Sunbreak as well. Honestly, I've never really attacked Sergios' tail anyway, so I kind of don't know either.
I've only ever fought Sergios as glaive once, and the rest of the time it's been as horn. And believe it or not, getting a tail cut is pretty hard on horn.
What are you talking? Well, it honestly sounds like a skill issue to me.
You are right. I think horn has one cutting move.
Yeah, it's the small poke.
Actually, no. Wait, hold. You can't even do that on its own, though. You have to do it after a big slam, and deals way less damage. I don't think you could realistically do it before just killing the monster with the actual slams.
Frontier Sergios is amazing. I think all of the monster variants in this game or exotic species are amazing in this game, from what I know. I've mostly only seen Nargacuga, Stygian, and Gos Harag. Sorry, Gormagala. Potato. But they all have, like, unique, powerful forms which are actually threatening. Especially Gormagala with their True Frenzy. I actually mentioned this at some point in, I think in this one of our Sunbreak streams. Maybe.
The one yesterday, I think.
Yeah. Where I kind of just wish if they brought back old monsters again, they actually gave them a decent chunk of paint. Like new paint. Kind of like how this game did Returning Monsters, where Nargacuga has like an entirely new form. And Stygian Zinogre has an entirely new form and is a lot more powerful. Gormagala has True Frenzy state and is terrifying as shit. Instead of just, here's the monster again, but we didn't really do much to alter their moveset to make up with power creep. You know, I want to, when I play like a returning monster, I want to feel that feeling of, I know this fight, and then they do something, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't know this fight. Like, I want to feel like that. As opposed to just, yep, that was Nargacuga again. Can't wait to fight them 5 more times to get their medulla.
Can't wait to fight Geismagorm 14 times for the gem.
Stygian actually hasn't Isn't really a new form, but rather a new ailment. Well, they definitely gain way more powerful moves in Frontier.
Man, speaking of Geismagorm, Geismagorm is another one of those monsters that actually does have an interesting mechanic. It's just such a shame that the whole break part so he deals more damage from his own suck mechanic goes away after the first phase, and you can only do it twice before he has the phase end.
Pretty sure they only do it once. Twice if you have really bad damage, right?
It's sort of I've seen it happen twice semi-regularly, but also like the second time he does it, he's guaranteed going down. Like he doesn't make it through the second time at all.
I do feel like there's going to be a lot more unique mechanics in more Monster Hunter games. I'm really hoping for that. Some more unique monsters, more kind of playful monsters that do cool things. I kind of just want them to eventually make like a Frontier 2. Based on like a modern Monster Hunter game. But with the same monster design philosophy of just going batshit fucking insane. How do we make these dudes as stupid looking and absurdly powerful as possible? Oh, well, what?
What the fuck happened?
I think he tripped. I thought he had too much calcium in his diet considering he was eating a whole bunch of rocks.
Why, I was fucking crafting, you prick. Actually such a rude bitch here. How dare he?
Did none of those hit? Bruh, a moment.
Momento.
At the very least, I should have my knife by the next time I get Transcendence.
Does it carry over through multiple Transcendence uses?
Yep, it does.
I always forget to use my Transcendence in general.
Since it does carry
right
over, there's not really much of a reason not to pop it when you get it. Deal as much damage as you possibly can, and then pop it the next time as well. You can get it in just one cycle. So 2 is very manageable. It really depends on how good your damage cycles are, though. And if you're on the speedrun leaderboards or not. Oh, I forgot him landing hits you.
Counter, easy peasy.
I thought you said you couldn't counter the... Oh, it was the other move.
The beam. The explosives are counterable, the beam isn't.
I have not drank any Mega Potions yet.
I've drank one. Or no, I've drank one max
No!
potion.
He wasn't going for me.
I was gonna say I've drank 6 megas, but I already crafted extra.
I'm gonna heal right in your face. There's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, I just realized I can strong arm counter.
Oh.
So if I whiff it, it's not too bad. Shouldn't have tested. Oh, actually, okay. I was gonna say I shouldn't have tested it right as he's throwing projectiles here, but I actually managed to iframe through the projectiles after my counter was fully done.
Intentional?
Yeah, fully intentional. Actual skill. I was gonna say skill issue, but it's not an issue. Skill phenomenon.
Skill phenomenon. Oh, that's pretty good. Skill phenomenon. I suppose that is how you explain like a fluctuating power. Whenever you get 5 kills in CSGO. I'm gonna stab your toes, and there's nothing you can do about it. Actually, I'm stabbing your head. Don't you love it when the monster just leaves when you're charging?
Yeah. I suppose if he's just thinking about toes, you can do both at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I did say that to you.
Wait, so if you're saying that whatever someone is thinking about also counts as attacking that thing they're thinking about?
Yes. If you attack the head.
Yep.
Whoops.
You fainted?
Let's go! Yeah. I was trying to Superman through the beam, but running towards the beam. Got in the beam a lot quicker than I thought. Yeah. Didn't work out for me.
Oh, they're beaming again. Oh, they got paralyzed. Yeah, that was a bad beam. What a bad beam, though.
Bad Beam is my favorite Billie Eilish song.
No, that was a skill issue. Two sides of the coin right there.
Yeah.
Fucking skill phenomenon.
I don't know why that's the word that I decided on.
Oh, it's like phrases as if it's some mystical ability.
Once in 100 years, the skill phenomenon occurs.
Skill myth. Can my Transcendence hurry up and come so that I can stab him? Doobie has returned to the battle, thank the Lord. We wouldn't have been able to live without Doobie.
Doobie has been carrying us pretty hard.
You see the damage
Unsung
scaling?
hero.
I actually have the damage scaling on. Doobie's 99%. We're all 0.4.
I believe it.
A single attack from them equates to 4 fully charged slashes from you.
Just 4?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was like 6.
A basic attack, you know?
Yeah, true.
I do got my knife.
On my phone.
I'm hoping that they're gonna do some very thingy move.
Bro. Fucking attack.
Don't beam. Oh, you fucking piece of shit.
My follower was just standing next to me while I was taking a quick sippy for my mega potion. And I told him to fucking attack and he just ran into the monster while he was attacking.
Stabbed him.
Like, come on. You knife feed?
Yeah, I knife you.
I'm also gonna knife with my carving knife. It's a much more appropriate knife.
It's a delicate knife. It's like a scalpel versus a sword. You should be able to get the... or close enough to get the Zero weapon now.
I wish the surgeons would just use swords sometimes instead of a scalpel.
The halberd doctor.
It's like at the beginning, right before the surgery, you get to pick, and your only options are the tiniest scalpel imaginable, or a fucking Zweihander. Like, what would it be?
It would
Good
be
or quick and cheap?
I mean, it would be a pretty meaningful choice if you were getting an amputation. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, do you want the scalpel, the cleaver, Bone saw, all kind of options. Different colors too.
Mostly red at the end.
The carving knife is indeed the strongest weapon in the series, as we all know it can cut through solid rock. True. Why don't we just use the carving knife at all times?
What about the kunai?
The kunai?
The kunai always deals 100% damage no matter what you hit. Which means that it's just as good as cutting through fucking steel plating as it is through flesh. That has to count for something. Time to finally get rid of my 10 Commandments stone greatsword. I'll just fucking buy the Elder Dragon skills.
Yeah, you're gonna want to do that.
I hope I can.
Ew, the Baru one is so ugly.
I can't.
You can't?
I need to. They cost 150p each and I only have 280.
Oh, you should redeem your points. Like, if you go to this woman, and if you redeemed all your Navi stuff, you should be able to get, like, GCP exchange and then get points. And then you just trade all of that rubbish.
What do I... Oh, the 30k checks? Those? No.
No. It's in a GCP exchange.
Oh, it's in get points, not in point redemption.
Hmm. Should give you a whole shit ton.
Yeah, 2,500. Also, okay, I'm gonna go craft that, and then you should tell me how I make my, how I give my my healing cocaine to my partner.
I have moderately Oh, no, I think I remember.
I've moderately forgotten. Light?
Yeah, I do not
Light
remember
element?
actually. Yeah, light is thunder and fire.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually not sure. Talk to partner items. Ah, so it's in your house.
My partner's in my house?
Mm-hmm.
Since when? Holy shit, he is!
Oh, yeah, item settings, use item, or sorry, item use, and then it's the first one.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Equipment settings. Yeah, no, you're wearing... Actually, hold on. Shouldn't I just give him my old stuff?
Yes, you should give them your old armor.
Here, have my Rookadoria feet. Wait. That changes nothing for him?
They don't get skills, but they get defense. Also, I think you have to do give equipment if you're doing that.
Yeah, but like... I'm not seeing the defense increase, but oh, whatever, you can have this stuff anyway.
Changing item sets will always cost GCP. So basically never swap off of the first one then. I thought it was just like you buy them and they gain access to it on top of what they already had.
You can spend money to get him skills.
I haven't actually tried that yet, I think.
I mean, you kind of have him for the dust and whatever, right? So...
No idea what that does, but we'll find out. Never under any circumstances give your partner equipment that's exotic or from Go rank. Why? Oh wait, because yeah, they don't gain benefits from the skills. So basically you're just choosing to give them armor that has high defense.
Look, I have a new greatsword now.
Not for me, you don't. You still have the tombstone for me.
Oh yeah, why is that?
You can upgrade
That's
these
odd.
pieces to G rank, and especially exotics are too valuable to just pass on to your partner. Ah.
Right. I vanish.
Alright. Well, we can be finished for now then.
Yes. I will see you later.
Alright, see you later. And I will be done as well. I'm not going to play anymore tonight. I'm going to go do something else for a while. But it was a fun stream. We've gotten Bipin to probably adequate Go rank now. Now we can start doing some more monsters. And then we can probably do Nargacuga at some point and get exotic pieces and then do more monsters. And then we get all the key quests done and etc. Alright. Well, I will see you all later. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day.